welcome sa Criminology Pointers. Ngayon, naghanda ako ng bagong 10 tanong sa fundamentals of criminal investigation. I-discuss ko yung mga sagot kagaya ng dati. At simulan na natin. 1. It is defined as an art which deals with the identity and location of the offender and provides evidence of his guilt through criminal proceedings. Is it A. Criminal investigation, B. Interview and interrogation, C. Confession and admission, or D. Criminal action? Correct answer ay criminal investigation. Criminal investigation. Is it an art or science? Criminal investigation is an art. It is defined as an art which deals with the identity and location of the offender and provides evidence of his guilt through criminal proceedings. It is an art more than a science because it is not governed by rigid rules or laws. Most often than not, it is governed by intuition, felicity of inspiration, and to minor extent by chance or luck. Criminal investigation is a science. Criminal investigation is a systematic inquiry that aims at the identification and apprehension of alleged law violators. Criminal investigation, like science, than art, because today it primarily applies scientific knowledge, principles, and methodologies in order to discover, identify, and collect and process facts and pieces of evidence to promote criminal justice. So, science, dito na papasok ang criminalistics at instrumentation. So, is it an art or science? Answer is, it is both art and science. Careful na lang sa tanungan sa board kasi baka hingin nila either investigation is art or science. So, yun yung criminal investigation. Next. One of the qualities of a good investigation report states that it must be short but concise, meaning the report must be A. Fair, B. Brief, C. Clear, or D. Impartial. Correct answer ay brief. Qualities of a good report. Isa na dito ay factual, complete, objective, clear, relevant, brief, accurate, up-to-date, and fair. So, factual, contain all facts discovered during investigation based on the 5 senses. Complete, contain all facts and findings. Objective, present facts with appropriate words. Clear, simple and direct. Relevant, relevance to the stated objective. And brief, avoid repetition of facts or it must be short but concise. And accurate, then up-to-date or timeliness. So, timeliness, submitted immediately. Fair, avoid formulating with preconceived decision. So, iwasang hindi mag-base sa fact na na-collect mo yung paggawa ng report. Yun yung fair. Okay. Yan na yung qualities of a good report. 3. Requires that suspect must be informed of their right to remain silent and to have an attorney present during questioning process. Is it A. Right to remain silent, B. Miranda law, C. Exclusionary rule, or D. Miranda doctrine? Tamang sagot, Miranda doctrine. The legal aspect of criminal investigation. May 3 or marami pa. So 3 lang yung nalagay ko. Exclusionary rule, fruit of the poisonous tree doctrine, and Miranda doctrine. Exclusionary rule that federal courts may not accept evidence obtained by unreasonable search and seizure, regardless of its relevance to a case. Well, fruit of the poisonous tree doctrine provides that evidence obtained as a result of an illegal operation must be excluded from trial. Yung pinakasikat na kaso dito is ang Mapp versus Ohio. Miranda doctrine requires that suspect must be informed of their right to remain silent and to have an attorney present during questioning process. It also mandates that prior to any questioning, the police must inform the suspect of his right to remain silent, right to counsel, and his right cannot be waived except in writing and in presence of a counsel. So, ang sikat na kaso dito ay ang Miranda versus Arizona. Okay, gets nyo na? Next. 4. The second line of defense wherein the event of a crime is committed and the criminal escape from the first line. Correct na lang yung first line. So, A. Investigation, B. Criminal investigation, C. Crime prevention, or D. Crime suppression. Correct answer ay crime investigation. So, prevention is better than cure, or may dalawang uri ng investigation or how to secure the citizen from crime. So, crime prevention and criminal investigation. So, start sa crime prevention. The first line of defense, manned by uniformed policemen, performing patrol work on foot, motor vehicles, motorboats, bicycles, or aircraft on a 24-hour basis to prevent criminal element from having an opportunity to commit crimes. While criminal investigation is the second line of defense, is composed of investigators who will take over by following up the case, identifying, detecting, and arresting perpetrators. So, sa crime prevention is proactive, involved dito ang patrol and police omnipresence. And while crime investigation is reactive, locating and apprehension. Yan yung crime investigation. So, yan yung mga methods yan yung methods on how to secure citizens or how to secure our citizens performed by our policeman. Okay, next. The following is the aim of criminal investigation, except 1. A. Locate and apprehend criminals. B. Filing of information. C. Recover stolen properties. Or D. Prevention of crime. So, take note sa question. The following is the aim of criminal investigation except 1. So yung isa lang yung hindi kasali dyan. So, ang tamang sagot ay filing of information. Aims and objectives of criminal investigation. Objective. The primary purpose of criminal investigation is the establishment of facts and the removing of doubts that a crime has in fact committed, and it aims to prevent crime, apprehend criminals, and recover stolen properties. So, yan yung objective at aim. Next. 6. It is the initial inquiry by officers to establish facts and circumstances of a suspected crime and preserve any evidence related to the crime. So, A. Criminal investigation. B. Preliminary investigation. C. Final investigation. And D. Crime scene investigation. Correct answer ay preliminary investigation. So, why? The phases of criminal investigation. First, preliminary investigation or an initial investigation. It is the initial inquiry by officers to establish facts and circumstances of a suspected crime and preserve any evidence related to the crime. Preliminary investigation focuses on identifying the perpetrators or suspects. So, preliminary investigation includes securing the crime scene, considering the possible arrest of the suspect, locating and questioning witnesses and victims, documenting the crime scene, and identifying and collecting evidence. So, second phase, in-depth investigation or the follow-up investigation. In-depth investigation encompasses the identification and apprehension of offender and full development of the case, focuses in tracing, locating, and eventually arresting suspects. So, in-depth investigation includes the following. In-depth investigation or follow-up investigation includes the following. Going back to the crime scene if necessary. conducting surveillance as to the reported whereabouts of the suspect or where the stolen properties are kept, locating other witnesses, following up results of the medico-legal examinations and or technical or laboratory examinations of the physical evidence, coordinating with other law enforcement agencies or police stations, analyzing the crime through physical or mental reconstruction. Yan yung in-depth investigation. While final investigation or concluding investigation is at this stage, after thorough examination of all recovered and collected information and pieces of physical evidence, the case is declared closed, either closed and ready for prosecution or remain unsolved. Final investigation includes preparation of records of the case, review the suspect's arrest to ascertain its legality, review suspect statements and admission as to their legality, review the manner in which relevant evidence were secured, review and compile notes, reports, and documents that may be used during the trial. So, yan yung phases of criminal investigation. Preliminary, in-depth, and final investigation. Next. 7. In tracing identification, it involves the use of all other information that may be indicative of the personal identity of an individual, such as 1. Description of witnesses as to the appearance of culprits. 2. Information about the presence of a suspect's personal belongings at the crime scene. 3. Results of DNA analysis of blood and semen. Which one is correct? A. Both 1 and 2. B. 1 only. C. Both 1 and 2. Or D. All of the foregoing. Tamang sagot ay both 1 and 2. Kasi merong 2 types of suspect identification. Positive identification at tracing identification. Positive identification, this uses information that identifies an individual beyond questions and it's legally accepted as pertaining to and originating from a particular individual, such as information developed after comparing questioned Latin prints with ink fingerprints, result of DNA analysis of blood semen. So, positive identification, isang aspect na bakit matatawag na science ang investigation dahil sa pag-apply ng methodologies or scientific process sa pag-identify ng criminals. So, yan yung positive identification. While tracing identification, this involves the use of all other information that may be indicative of the personal identity of, such as description of witnesses as to the appearance of culprits, information about the presence of a suspect's personal belongings at the crime scene. So, sa tracing, dito naman matatawag na art yung investigation. Kasi, facial recognition ng tao ang ginagamit. So, positive is scientific method, while tracing is an art or facial recognition or any available information beside sa paggamit ng fingerprints or DNA samples. So, yan yung dalawang uri ng pag-identify ng suspect. Next. Number 8. The investigator should utilize ways and means to cover his true identity for him to infiltrate the source. Is it A. Entrapment, B. Roping, C. Bypass, or D. Penetration? Correct answer ay roping. Ang undercover at ang roping ay the same thing lang. So, during undercover operations, the investigator assumes another identity or cover story to conceal his true intention. In the investigation of a specific crime, undercover assignment or operation is very essential in gathering additional evidence and or information, particularly when the identity of the investigator compromises the investigation. With this regard, the investigator must possess wit, intelligence, and all-around knowledge of the situation. 9. An agent assigned in target areas with the primary mission of supporting the cover story. Is it A. Undercover, B. Cover story, C. Cover support, or D. Cover? Correct answer ay cover support. Cover, any device utilized by person organization to ensure that one does not have the right to know must not be aware of the real purpose of the mission. Cover story, a biographical data through fictional which will portray the personality of the agent he assumed. Cover support, an agent assigned in target areas with the primary mission of supporting the cover story. Undercover assignment is an investigative technique in which his official identity, also known as undercover operation. Now, there are 4 types of cover: natural, artificial, cover with a cover, and multiple cover. Natural, using natural background; artificial, creating a story other than the natural background; cover with a cover, justification of existence; multiple cover, any cover you want. Next, last number. It is the fact that crime actually committed. Is it A, corpus delicti; B, crime scene; C, written note; D, evidence? Correct answer ay corpus delicti. So, that sums up our review. Good luck and God bless you.